Here's a question that's probably never crossed your mind, but it should have. Why do humans look so wildly different, depending on where they're from? If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We break down the science behind the things we've always taken for granted. Now, imagine this. Roughly 70,000 years ago, in the heart of Africa, our ancestors thrived under some of the most intense sunlight on the planet. The UV rays were relentless, punishing, constant. And yet they survived, they flourished. Their skin was dark, deeply melanized, and that darkness wasn't a random accident of evolution. It was a shield, a biological masterpiece engineered by millions of years of natural selection. But here's where the puzzle begins. These people didn't stay in Africa forever. At some point, small groups started moving, east, north. They crossed deserts, they navigated coastlines, they ventured into entirely new climates where the sun felt different, weaker, filtered. Some migrated into the forests of Southeast Asia, where dense canopies blocked the intense overhead rays. Others pushed north toward Europe, where winters were long, and the sun hung low on the horizon for months at a time. The farther north they traveled, the dimmer the sunlight became. And here's the crucial part. Their bodies began to change. Not instantly, not in one generation, but over thousands of years, something remarkable happened. Skin tones lightened. Populations that settled in Scandinavia developed pale complexions. Those in East Asia took on different hues entirely. If this is clicking for you, drop a like. Understanding our own biology is rarer than you'd think. The conventional explanation you've probably heard is simple. Darker skin protects against sunburn in sunny climates, and lighter skin helps people see better in darker climates. That's half right. It's intuitive. It makes sense. But it's missing the real driver, the actual biological mechanism that forced these changes across entire populations. And that mechanism isn't about protection from the sun at all. It's about what happens when there isn't enough sun. It's about a vitamin that your body desperately needs to survive, and a chemical in your skin that controls whether you can make it. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. First, you need to see the full map. Picture the migration routes. Our ancestors leaving Africa in waves, spreading across every continent, adapting to radically different light conditions. In equatorial regions and sub-Saharan Africa, where UV radiation is intense year-round, dark skin persisted. In the Mediterranean and Middle East, intermediate tones emerged. In Northern Europe and parts of East Asia, skin became progressively lighter. And in isolated populations, indigenous Australians, indigenous Americans, unique adaptations developed entirely independently. This wasn't random drift. This wasn't cultural preference. This was survival. The question we need to answer is, survival of what? What biological pressure was so strong that it reshaped human appearance across entire continents? What made lighter skin advantageous in the north and darker skin essential in the south? The answer lies in something invisible, something your body needs every single day, something that changes everything about how you understand your own skin. That something is vitamin D. Your body manufactures it when sunlight hits your skin, and it's absolutely critical. Vitamin D controls calcium absorption, which means stronger bones, better immune function, and cellular health. Without enough of it, children develop rickets. Adults suffer bone pain and weakness. It's not a luxury, it's survival. Now here's where skin tone enters the equation as an elegant solution to an impossible problem. Melanin is a shield. It absorbs ultraviolet radiation before it damages your DNA, preventing skin cancer and cataracts. But that same shield blocks the wavelengths your body needs to produce vitamin D. So evolution faced a trade-off. In equatorial regions where the sun blazes overhead year-round, darker skin protected people from radiation overload, while still allowing enough UV penetration for vitamin D synthesis. The math worked. Stickmen with darker skin thrived near the equator, their bodies perfectly calibrated. But move them north to Scandinavia, where winter sunlight is weak, and the sun barely climbs above the horizon for months. That same dark skin becomes a liability. It blocks too much of the precious little UV that exists. Vitamin D production crashes. Bones weaken. People struggle. Lighter skin solved this problem. With less melanin, Northerners could squeeze every photon of weak winter sun into vitamin D production, while still having enough protection during bright summer days. Neither adaptation is superior. They're solutions to different problems. A person with dark skin thriving in Nigeria isn't genetically better than someone with light skin thriving in Norway. They're both perfectly adapted to their environments. Your skin tone is biochemistry answering a local question. How much UV protection do I need? And how much do I need to let through? That's not hierarchy. That's physics. That's elegance. If this shifted how you see human diversity, I'd love for you to subscribe so you never miss the next one. And if it resonated with you, please like the video. I'm genuinely curious, did learning this change how you think about your own skin or about differences you see around you? Drop that in the comments.